I know this is difficult for you, Stephen, but the Sanctum is gone, and we need to plan for what comes next.
What's next? Armageddon has already happened. What's next is hell on Earth. The barrier has been breached. Expect the world to fall, city by city, nation by nation.
I'm not ready to give up, and neither should you.
It's not just losing the Sanctum that hurts us. It's also Banner.
We will handle him, as long as he doesn't become the Hulk.
It's his mind that I'm most worried about. That rift charge is just the start of the awful things he could conceive of. He is Lilith's most powerful weapon now.
Then you know what we need to fight back with, right?
We tried. Blaze is being impossible unless he gives us the parchment.
Shh. Voices carry. Let us lower ours.
Now's not the time to be AWOL, Hunter. We need you in the war room.
Lilith and her minions did a number on New York.
Yes, and New York is just a taste of what is to come if we do not stop her.
I haven't seen the city in such a state since Blade and I tore through Times Square. That was even worse.
What happened between you and Blade?
Do you want the long version or the short version?
I want details.
It was our first encounter. Blade wondered if I was an alien, because I was unlike any other vampire he'd fought.
You are unlike any other vampire.
True. Anyway, he tried to stab me with a wooden stake. I threw him off the roof of a building. The battle only ended after I drained him of a few pints of blood.
Wait, you mean you bit Blade?
Oh yes. In fact, I believe my bite granted Blade his vampiric strength.
Blade says he was born a Dhampir.
Well, that's his side of the story. But I know the man I once fought only grew stronger after that encounter.
I am unsure who to believe. I may ask Blade about this.
No need. I just told you everything you need to know. He's a bit sensitive about the topic.
I can't imagine how Dr. Strange feels right now. I would like to offer my sympathies, but
You do not wish to disturb him.
I'm sure he'd like to be with his own thoughts.
I think Dr. Strange would appreciate the support right now, even if it is just kind words.
Thank you for your insight, Hunter. Everyone is different when it comes to grieving.
The Sanctum was his home, but he has a place here in the Abbey.
I hope that sentiment comforts him. Either way, I recognize how important it is to have a safe haven to return to.
Did the X-Men have a similar home?
We do. We've had several close calls, but there's still a place for us to return to. I don't want Stephen to think I'm pitying him.
Dr. Strange will not assume you are offering him pity. He will know you are being genuine.
I worry. I suppose it just depends on how I word it.
Coming from someone who is still learning their social cues, that is very true.
Maybe we can workshop something together. I appreciate your help, Hunter.
I heard Strange's spooky funhouse went poof. But look on the bright side. Things can't get any worse.
I'm a little surprised by your optimism.
Why? Half the weirdos here have survived more than one apocalypse. A house going bye-bye isn't too bad.
You have a point, but Strange just lost his home. This was another major loss.
Yeah, sorry, pal, but I find it hard to cry over a bunch of wood and nails. Unless I'm crashing through a building. Yeesh.
You have never had a home?
Nope. Not unless you count the abandoned subway system. She may have smelled like garbage, but it was my garbage. The Abbey's the only home you ever had, right?
Correct. I spent my entire life here, and what came after.
So you'd be like Dr. Magic Man if this place went down in flames.
I cannot say. It is hard to imagine myself without the Abbey.
Kinda like how it's hard to imagine me without Hydra Bob. I get it.
A home can sometimes be a person.
Ugh. You read that off a doormat? I won't say a peep to Dr. Strange about his house, don't worry.
Just because there is talk of a slime monster lurking beneath Manhattan does not mean...
Oh, it does. Look, I know Eddie and Venom. They're not what you'd call unsore losers. And we did, kind of bury them under an old bell tower.
Has anyone seen the creature since?
Long gone by the time S.H.I.E.L.D. showed up. They go to ground when you wound their pride. In this case, underground.
Venom on the loose? Licking his wounds?
Now that's a friendly neighborhood problem. So, how about we go solve it?
Do you have a question?
You gotta work on your social cues.
Are you worried that Venom will hold a grudge?
I wouldn't say worried. I've come to expect it.
And you still think this is a good idea?
Yeah. Eddie tries to be a savior, but sometimes he needs to be saved from himself. Besides, what's the worst that could happen?
He could eat one of us?
See? Could be worse. Got all the slime in the world. So, where's our slime monster?
Vampire. Ah, vampires.
Maybe it's the Downtown Express?
Sounds like a lair.
Sounds like...
And there is your slime monster.
Time for seconds!
Breakfast for dinner, I guess, with a side of vamp over easy.
Not so easy for the vamp.
Oh, gross, Eddie! It's hard to know who to root for in these parasite versus parasite situations.
Parasite!
A demonically possessed symbiote?
With a vampire's bloodlust.
Not good.
Come on, Eddie, don't do this!
They are definitely doing this.
I should have known that thing would crawl back to the sewers once Lilith had no use for it.
Wrong! We have no use for
Tell yourself whatever you have to.
But have you really been eating those vampires, Eddie?
The lamb is eatable!
So if you are what you eat, what does that make you? They have trapped me! More Hydra coming in quick! This is low even for you, Eddie. Moping in the sewers, scarfing down the undead. You're better than this.
We are better! Better than Lilith! Better than you!
Personal, spiritual level, you know?
We know your blood will make us stronger than she ever.
He has not lost his way with words.
Ooh, I like it! This one's for you! For like decades. Here we go!
Now that was something.
More Hydra incoming!
I never thought I'd miss being chased across the city, but this is really getting gross.
Somehow the smell is even worse down here.
He's not eating roses.
Oh, this should be good!
Anybody else feel that?
You have earned this! You were too much.
Just the boost I needed!
I might be a little late.
Let us see if they have an answer for this. We are doing well so far. Your mother abandoned. feel my call.
I'm going for it! Nice! Let's do this!
While I appreciate your attempts to talk him down, I would settle for a knockout.
I'm not sure which is tougher, but we'll get to him either way.
I'm on it!
Leave some for the rest of us.
Oh, I don't get that. I get it.
I would say that qualifies as amazing.
Gotta get out of this.
Once again, I have spotted enemy reinforcements. It is good to be back in the fight.
Looks like it's up to me.
I saw a move like that once.
Okay, that was pretty cool. Try this on for size. Right, feeling it. We've got
Cannot break its hold.
Here we go! Nothing personal, but I think you're out of your league here.
Demon energy from every pore.
Don't lose it, pal. Either of you.
He is lost. One mercy remains.
Ah, yes. The elimination of one tormented soul for the good of many. Oh, but humans do love a moral dilemma. The umami of an otherwise flavorless existence.
Mephisto.
Gesundheit! Nice mullet.
Go to hell.
There's nowhere I would rather be, but I've come on business. So let's make a deal.
Is this one of those fiddle at the crossroads scenarios, or...
No deal.
My terms are as follows. I spare Venom. I cure the symbiote of Lilith's demonic touch. I end the blood fever he's given himself, gorging on curdled vampire bile. I retch a little thinking of it.
I said, no deal.
All this, and I ask but one inconsequential thing in return. Stop the vampire uprising. The undead are bad for business.
So you cure Eddie and we keep doing what we've been doing?
Yes. Wipe them out. Remove every trace of their foul scourge from the earth. Then I will cure this pathetic creature forever.
For the last time, no.
Hold up. Give me the fine print.
Nothing much. The usual. If you should fail, you'll discover something far more threatening than the undead, namely yours truly, etc., immortal soul, yada yada.
This is a bad idea.
This or he dies? We don't have much of a choice. I'm in.
Good. Just sign there and there. You may feel a little sting.
Bad food! We will destroy you, bad food!
Go get him, Ed.
We should follow.
You do have a vampire war to wage. Oh, and Peter, I'll see you around.
How did he know my... Huh.
Of all the surprises we've had so far, that was one of the weirdest. So, that's a truce then, right, Eddie?
We feel like ourselves again. Weaker, but ourselves. We will spare you. For now.
Threaten to eat you. That is progress.
This one's for you!
I am impressed. Your fate is sealed. Return to your mother. You were unprepared.
Coming at you! you were like before Lilith got in your head.
Always following us, stopping us, leaving us out.
Well, that is doing my job. You're in trouble now.
I saw an acrobat once as a child, but he was not nearly on your level. You had your chance. Pathetic.
Talented. Much appreciated.
Play dead. Drive it on for size. Here we go.
These new breed vampires have little sense of self-preservation, even facing this
Monster.
new ally of ours.
We don't believe you.
Ha! I think that's the last of them. And not a moment too soon.
Is that
Eddie?
Well, this is awkward.
you are the man in the monster?
Something like that. So, you okay, Eddie?
Blood! It's kidding, little joke. No, I come in peace.
For once.
Really? New kids gotta get in on this too? Hey, by the way, you're killing it out there. Respect.
Thank you. Not my first vampire war.
Eddie, are you yourself again?
Well, you mean, are we ourselves? Yeah, Lilith. She made us a monster. We did awful things. You know that's not who we are, right?
Of course.
So I'm sitting here. Well, in there, thinking. I saw what you did for me. So, how about we put aside all our, personal stuff?
Okay.
No, not forever. Just until this whole messed up vampire situation's figured out. Till all the innocent people are safe. I mean, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah. I don't know.
Works for me.
Shake on it. Oh, wait a sec. Put her there, partner.
I'm there, partner.
Welcome to the Midnight Suns?
Is this some kind of monastery? You guys really put the home in home base. This is an impressive setup.
I hope the accommodations are better than what my mother provided.
Your mother gave me a lot of stuff, but most of it was grief. Thanks again for what you did for me. As if my past wasn't complicated enough, your mother added a fresh pile of regrets.
You are part of a much larger battle. I am glad to have you on our side.
And I'm glad I'm on the side that lets me control my own body.
Can I trust you to work with Peter?
Look, Parker and I have a complicated history, but it's water under the bridge. Well, I guess we're still building that bridge. But we have bigger fish to fry. From the bridge. But enough about us. Can you trust me after everything that happened? I mean, I kept trying to eat you.
After 300 years, I am not that appetizing.
Oh, wow, yeah. Probably for the best we never found out. So, now that we've cleared the air, I'm a little worried about the deal we made with the devil. That's the first time I've meant it literally.
I agree with you, but Peter made his decision. Our plan was to stop the new breed vampires. Now we can do so with your help.
Maybe. I can't shake the feeling that he traded the devil we know for the devil well, for another devil we know. Why are there so many devils?
If the world ends, we shall never know.
I'm glad you sound confident. The symbiote and I are on the fence. No offense, but I hear there's a gym here, and I'm itching to check it out. I'm gonna do that, unless you need something else.
I would like to get to know you better.
Okay, hit me.
I would like to know more about you.
Really? Like what?
What was your life like before you became Venom?
I was a reporter, and I was pretty good at it. Well, I was okay. Somewhere between okay and pretty good. Had a few wins. Then one major gaffe blew up my whole career.
What happened?
It's a long story. And not my favorite one to tell. Maybe I'll share the details someday. All you need to know is that it nearly ended my career. I still find the occasional reporting gig, but well, let's just say it's for news sites with stories about how the government buries alien bodies in the desert.
Do they?
Oh, yeah. Just not the kind of aliens these sites talk about.
What drives you to fight for justice?
Plenty of people will tell you I'm no hero. Some of them might be living in the Abbey. But I really do care about doing what's right. I guess you could say I had a tough childhood. Always wished I'd had a strong friend who could save me from the monsters in my life. So I became a monster. to save those too small to fight for themselves. Yeah, they might be afraid of me, but I'll keep them safe.
You seem ruthless for a hero.
Is that a question?
Half the Midnight Suns believe the greater good can sometimes outweigh a single life, but none of them, well...
Eat their enemies?
You could put it that way.
My brand of justice is an acquired taste.
I would like to know more about your symbiote.
Naturally. Go for it.
How did you and the symbiote connect with one another?
I got bitten by a radioactive pool of motor oil.
What?
No, that would have been less traumatic. Truth is, Spider-Man brought the symbiote back from space.
Space?
Be surprised what that kid gets up to. Anyway, Parker found the suit ill-fitting. His loss was my gain. Maybe I'll tell you the story someday.
What are your capabilities on the battlefield?
But without your mom's demonic protein powder, we can still bench press a bus if we need to. We also have limited shape-shifting abilities. Our tendrils are handy when we need to grab something or web someone to a wall. And we can also camouflage ourselves if needed. Don't tell Parker, but he traded down when he went back to those red and blue pajamas.
I noticed that you sometimes refer to yourself as we. Why is that?
Because I'm a king in black.
What does that mean?
It doesn't matter. Truth is, Venom isn't a singular personality. It's a combination of myself and the symbiote. That's why we say we.
Must be strange to have a conversation with the voice inside your head.
Yeah, well, if you thought it was hard fighting vampires, try doing it when your costume is yelling in your ear.
Eddie, can I talk to Venom now?
That's not how it works. I'm not deranged. I just share a body with an alien symbiote. And okay, yeah, that does sound deranged. But it also happens to be true. You want to talk to Venom? You always are, Hunter.
Actually, I have to run.
I'm around if you need me.
Peter, are you all right?
Why? Because one of my ex-nemesis now lives in the same building? Do I not look okay? I'm thinking calming thoughts.
You seem very relaxed.
Okay, good.
Which is surprising, because when you sleep tonight, all that separates you from one of your greatest nemesis is a 500-year-old wooden door.
And now I'm anxious.
If it is an issue, we can find him alternative lodging. Perhaps in Limbo?
No. I think this could be a good bonding experience for Eddie and me. Sure, I didn't exactly bond with the symbiote, but you know what I mean.
I will take your word for it.
Anyway, that's not the only reason I'm on edge. Back in the sewer, Mephisto called me by my name. Is that something I need to worry about?
Peter, of course he knows. He is the devil.
Kinda feels like I made a big mistake here. But I'd do it again. Eddie is worth saving.
We shall see.
I was really hoping for something more encouraging, but I guess I can live with cold-eyed pragmatism.
Anything else on your mind?
What does S.H.I.E.L.D. know about Mephisto?
What does an international espionage agency know about the actual devil?
Yes?
Not very much.
That is alarming.
Look, if Satan had a nuke, I could hand you a dossier thicker than your head. But he doesn't, so... Frankly, I should be asking you. What can you tell me about Mephisto?
Well, he is the actual devil.
Which is more than what S.H.I.E.L.D. will ever admit to knowing about Mephisto.
Mephisto detests new breed vampires. Do we know why?
I have no good answer for that. Nothing based on facts. My gut tells me new breed vampires keep him from getting something he wants. As for what that is, you'll have to ask the devil.
Thanks, Carol.
Catch you later.
So don't get mad, but Caretaker wants to run Emo Kids tonight.
Why would that make me mad?
I'm a little mad. I don't want her thinking she's in charge now. Alright, let's do this.
Lead the way.
Tonight's ritual will prove to be an absolute treat.
Why am I just now finding out that Emo Kid serves dessert? Do you bring it out after I leave?
No, we don't. No. I mean, Caretaker's mastery of tonight's ritual. Her magic is bones of the world old. I confess my ignorance as to her methods is quite thrilling. A rarity for any Sorcerer Supreme.
How much did Nico tell you about tonight's meeting?
She said you are leading it.
I suspect you have an opinion on the matter. Say what you must.
Are you sure you want to do this?
I can handle it.
I do not want you going through this again.
Oh, kiddo. Hard to mourn someone when they're standing in front of you. Tonight I will cocoon your conscious mind from your past self. When you are ready, we can safely observe the events of your death.
Is this some kind of hypnosis?
No, it's old magic, once used to heal tormented minds. It allows one to observe and process past events that may be painful to consider.
Why did you not think of this sooner?
You've been gone so long. Until the last meeting, it didn't occur to me that the events of your death are, to you, quite recent. Now then, shall we proceed?
We can begin.
What is the last memory on the night of your death?
Lilith, asking me to join her.
Keep it close. That's where you'll begin.
All right.
What do you see?
Lilith and I face each other in the circle.
Join you? Why would I ever do that?
Since my transformation, I have made so many children, yet all pale beside my greatest creation. My true child, perfect, conceived in my very image.
I am nothing like you!
Not yet, but you will be, when I remove the shackles that bind
No,
you.
I will never stand by your side.
Foolish child, you have no choice in the... But we can no longer afford such lies.
I cannot move! The Darkhold! She has the Darkhold.
You cling to the delusions of your captors. Embrace your true self trapped within.
She lifts the Darkhold high! She...
That's it? That's how the hunter died?
There's nothing more.
So the hunter died because of a book?
Miss Rasputin, the Darkhold is hardly a book.
So Lilith read the hunter to death.
I guess she channeled her demon powers through the Darkhold.
Ugh, still a boring way to die.
Observing your own death can lead to sleepless nights, I know from personal experience. If you have trouble sleeping, I can write you a prescription. A joke, of course. I'm not licensed in this state.
You died predictably.
You sound disappointed.
Death for the hunter should not be so banal. Next time, add some spice. Get your legs stuck in a combine harvester. Have a sack of starving weasels tied around your face. Anything but demon powers.
I'm disappointed. I thought there'd be more to it.
Same here.
I always thought her attack on the Abbey was to recover the Darkhold, but it appears it was a means to an end.
What she said about me, my true self. Can you explain that?
No, it's nonsense, but she clearly believed what she said. Perhaps we can use this against her.
How?
When we're ready to face her, you may be able to divert her attention.
You want to use me as bait?
Well, if you're offering.
Why is using me as bait always your plan?
Because it works.
After I died, was that how you found me?
Yes. You and Lilith. With the Darkhold between you.
If she used it to kill me, how did she die?
The Darkhold is a dangerous book. Maybe the power was too much for her to control.
I know where my body ended up. What of Lilith?
The Knights of Wundagore took Lilith's body. I didn't ask where, and didn't want to know.
And the Darkhold?
Also provided to the Knights, in pieces for them to scatter throughout the world. It worked for centuries, until Hydra tracked them down.
That is all I wanted to ask.
Are you all right? This can't have been easy to relive.
It is better than not knowing, but I am still figuring out how to feel about it.
That's normal. Take your time. There's no need to rush. I won't keep you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
What did Lilith mean about your true self?
Sarah thinks it may be significant. She will do some digging.
Good. We're on to something. Maybe we'll figure out what.
But not tonight.
All right. You taking off?
That is it for me.
Sounds good. See you next meeting.
Remind me about the seal?
Now that you have the moon seal, seek out the glyph to place it in.
Autumn be praised. She believes in our purpose. Ominous indeed.
Hypus was among the first of the Elder Gods born at the dawn of our world. And unfortunately for him, he was also the first among them to die.
How does an Elder God die?
He was consumed by another Elder God. In this case, his own brother, Set.
Lovely. at best. What makes you think you will fare any better? That was something. I am the only one left standing.
By consuming Hydras, Set absorbed his brother's power, but also triggered the downfall of the Elder Gods as they turned on one another and became demons.
Fight. They cannot possibly match your strength. Your mother abandons you. Our resolve cannot be broken.
I mentioned during the last trial, the Elder Gods. A tomb was born and sent to destroy them. When he was done, he released their energy back to the stars.
And now they watch in silence from above while I fight for their amusement?
Who am I to speculate on their intentions? So far, I'd say things have worked out to your benefit.
I see not much has changed among the world's fanatics. There is no escape. Feel my call. I'm afraid you might not make it back from this one.
After this, you should be all the more prepared for whatever Lilith has planned in the coming days.
Once again, Lilith's servants fall. I had hoped for a challenge. Return to your mother. You were unprepared.
I'm sure Hippus will be pleased. You've proven yourself more than capable.
Hippus brings renewal. All will be restored. He is in agreement. Hippus will provide. Blessings of Hippus. He is in agreement. The god's latest gift seems to be quite powerful. I have already removed a great deal of corruption afflicting the grounds nearby.
I've noticed. I take it that means the latest trial wasn't much of an obstacle for our legendary hunter and their faithful companion.
We were ready for what awaited us.
The power of renewal is indeed a remarkable thing, especially when facing such an insidious problem.
But how did this corruption come to spread across the grounds in the first place?
I mentioned before that Wanda had visions after absorbing the power of the moon seal at my altar. But it's obvious now I didn't truly understand the depths of what she was experiencing.
What do you think really happened here?
I've told you that Wanda wasn't a descendant of the blood. In truth, her magic was born in chaos,
from the touch of the dark god Chthon himself. I fear this connection between them was even stronger than I imagined.
She cannot be blamed for something out of her control.
Of course not. Just look at the group we have working with us here. Everyone deserves a chance to prove who they really are.
It is done now, in any case. We can only move forward from here.
Renewing the grounds is already an important step forward for us.
Wanda's visions, were they part of her ties to Chthon? Do you know what it is she saw?
She described them like a dream. Broken, distorted images that she could only remember in passing. But you're right, Hunter. I believe now it was Chthon who came to her, his influence strengthened by the power of the seal she absorbed.
And the corruption on the grounds? This was his influence?
It seems almost too clear now. The corruption on the grounds returned just as Wanda's explorations reached their peak.
Was there nothing in her journal about this?
Maybe we've gotten ahead of her. I should return to the library and continue the translations. Come by tomorrow and I'll let you know if I found anything new. You've almost retraced Wanda's steps, Hunter. Which means it's probably time I was honest with you. Things got a bit messy at this point. It was here that Wanda hit a wall, in the literal sense. The gates sealing off your mother's garden seemed all but impervious to any attempt we made at opening them.
You would not have given up that easily.
Of course not. Wanda was hesitant, but I was emboldened by just how close she had come to succeeding. I strongly encouraged her to keep trying. If I had only stopped to consider the risks. But no. With my guidance, she attempted to use the moon seal from Set's trial to force open the gate.
You were only trying to encourage Wanda's growth.
That may be, but there were other ways I could have helped her.
So what did happen?
Without the word of power, Set's blessing, Wanda couldn't control the energy within the seal. It responded like these things often do. It exploded.
But the gate did not open?
No, it didn't. And as an unfortunate side effect of the blast, I was killed.
That was the training accident with Wanda?
A surprisingly level-headed explanation from the poor girl, considering what she had just witnessed. I was still out of my senses, but that's a story for another time.
You died. Wanda was left traumatized, only to be blamed by Caretaker and left without anyone to support her.
I said things got messy. Perhaps I should have said heartbreaking. In either case, now you know the truth.
But what about Sarah and the others? They need to know as well.
Given my current situation, I think it may have to wait, dear. If you'd still like to move forward, you'll need to find the shards of the broken moon seal. If all goes well, I should be able to reform the seal.
I have found 3 moon seal pieces that fit together.
Of course you have. We will need one more thing before I can fuse them back together. There is a particular flower that grows in front of my old cottage. Find it while I prepare the ritual. I'll be in the library.
Mother. This must be the reagent that Agatha needs to restore the seal. I have found the reagent.
So you have. Let's not waste any more time. For this to work, we'll need the elemental altar. Come with me.
This is it, Hunter. Once I've reforged the seal, you can face the final trial. I'm sure Set is eagerly awaiting your arrival.
It has been a long road to reach this point.
Lucky for you, the ritual won't take more than a moment. I just need to say the magic words. Abracadabra. Just kidding, dear.
I am glad to know your situation did nothing to dampen your sense of humor.
Sarah is salty enough for the both of us. I like to keep things in balance. Now, let's get you a moon seal. I just hope Set doesn't mind a bit of refurbishment.
I will find out soon enough.
Just remember, Hunter, the answers we seek are almost within your grasp. Stay the course.
Is that meant to be an offering bowl on the altar?
Interesting magic, isn't it? Were you able to make it work?
Yes, it responded to my voice.
Excellent, my dear. You always exceed expectations. Try using different combinations of words and offerings. You never know what you might get.
I have something for you.
Oh?
Here you are.
You are good at following direction.
What is this strange growth on the grounds?
While it may seem like some sort of invasive species, the substance we've been calling corruption is actually a physical manifestation of Chthon's dark influence.
How can it continue to spread in his absence?
The ever-resilient Darkhold keeps his ambitions alive, tempting the lost and desperate towards the darkness. With each new follower, his power here is rekindled.
Doctor.
If you've come to cheer me up, don't waste your time. There is nothing you can do or say that could possibly lift my spirits.
I just came to express my condolences for the loss of your home.
I appreciate that, but I wish that was the only thing that was lost.
What else was lost, Doctor?
Do you even have to ask? You saw that all that dark energy burst from my building, electrifying the New York skyline with a supernatural storm. Those were Lilith's forces erupting into this world. Now they are free to scour every corner of this earth for the parchment. You should have let me go down with the Sanctum. Maybe I could have reactivated some ward of protection that would have prevented all her Lilin from escaping into the wild.
You are too important to sacrifice yourself now.
But what if my death could have saved our entire dimension?
I still would not do it. We need you, Doctor. I do not believe we can defeat Lilith without you.
I could say the same about you. We must accept this loss and gather our resolve. Like it or not, the reality is that Lilith is one step closer from completing the Darkhold and summoning
Chthon.
We cannot let that happen.
Did you tire of listening to Doctor Strange's stories? The ones where multi-tentacled old ones feasted on cavemen?
Nah, actually that sounds up my alley. I just needed some fresh air. Plus, Robbie likes to crank the volume on his video games, and I don't like loud noises.
Right. Your, costume is sensitive to powerful sonics.
You know, it's funny. My other has protected me from so many things over the years. Sometimes pushes away more than just bullets.
Maybe you scare a few people, but at least you are protecting them. Dead people cannot say thank you.
Honestly, most of the time, the people I save are too scared to say anything.
Fear can be incredibly disabling.
That's one way to put it. I should probably carry a backpack full of fresh underwear for all the bladders I disable.
So your other's appearance is functional, but is it necessary?
Maybe not. I'm not the only person who bonded with my symbiote. The suit often changes appearance with each new host.
Care if I run around the Abbey wearing the symbiote for a bit?
I do. The relationship I have with my other is very intimate. Feels like a betrayal whenever it takes on a new host.
Like wearing someone else's underwear?
Maybe a bit. If your underwear had tendrils and constantly wanted you to feed it.
You and your symbiote have an interesting relationship.
It's simultaneously the strangest relationship I've ever had, as well as the most comforting. Thanks for talking about it, Hunter. I don't think everyone inside would take the time to understand how I tick.
I have to say, Hunter, you do not disappoint.
All I did was show up.
Nah, you done more than show up. You showed me the way.
Could say the same about you, Daywalker. I feel I have learned much from you.
Happy to assist. I'll be honest, when Nico first busted you out of that coffin, I was sure there would be a time where I might have to hunt the Hunter. But now I'm damn sure that time will never come.
So, I may remove the garlic that has been hanging over my bed?
Unless you're using it as one of those hanging air fresheners, I think it's safe. Just wanted to let you know, I'll always have your back, Hunter, no matter what. Now, let's go kick some Lilith ass.
After you, Blade.
Just two BSFs spending time together.
What is a BSF?
Best Spider-Man friend, which is yours truly. I mean, I don't want to presume or anything, but I think our trust and acceptance levels are, like, off the charts. Cranked up to 11, right?
Yes, you can definitely say you are my best Spider-Man friend.
Really? I mean, yes, of course. I never doubted I was the best spider person in your life.
You are one of the best people in my life. Period.
So, now that we're like BFFs and all, I'm ready to hear it. What's the verdict? Give it to me straight. I can handle it. No hard feelings.
I am sorry, Peter, but...
Oh, don't be. I understand. You don't have to explain anything. It was just an honor to be nominated.
No, I meant I am sorry. I do not know what you are talking about.
Oh, right. I need to remember to say all the words. I know you think I'm just this sweet kid with no bad bone in his body, but I really think I belong with the Suns. I even watched all the cinematic universes of all known universes and was the test subject for some spells that magic swore will wear off. Someday. I think they're warming up to me. So what do you think? Is there a place for me in the Suns after this whole apocalypse scenario is over?
It would have been an honor to have you in the Suns, but Tony already has a plan for you. He wants you to become an Avenger.
He does? He actually said that. I mean, I prefer to join the Suns, but at least Aunt May will be proud that I finally got a corporate job.
Then it is settled. You will join the Avengers and return to New York City under the guidance of Stark.
Yeah, but on one condition. You have to visit me. Because after this is all over, I'm really going to miss you. All of you.
Robbie and I will make a trip of it. Promise.
You better. Because the two of you are the best freaking friends a Spider Kid from Queens could have.